mute and my record button, and it's just great to be with you all this morning. And we're going to begin seated. So grab your blocks if you have blocks, just kind of have them off to the side. I'm going to take a blanket and fold it up so that I have a little height under my bum. And that is a good way to encourage length through the spine. Coming into your seat. And you could always sit up on a little higher, a little more height if that feels better to you. So always make yourself as comfortable as you can, sitting on a little bit of height, having your blocks close by, kind of wiggling around a little bit. Let your sits bones connect with the earth, and the crown of your head extend towards the heavens, and bring your hands together and rub them. Make them nice and warm. It feels so nice to rub the hands in the morning. And then place one hand on your belly and the other over your heart. And just settle in for a few moments, allowing your eyes to soften, noticing your breath. Let your jaw relax and let your shoulders sort of melt down. Notice your breath. Just saying good morning to your breath. You can even sort of say that in your mind as you breathe. Good morning, breath. There are so many children's books that children are saying good morning or talking to different things, sometimes inanimate objects or animals or even maybe themselves. Good morning, breath. It sounds like a children's book. So smile into your breath and say good morning. Checking in with yourself. Noticing your breath throughout your practice today. We're going to bring the hands down to your legs and make some circles at your waist. It can be really gentle circles. They don't have to be very large, just little circles. Getting some movement through your spine, through your shoulders, maybe your neck, whatever way as you move in one direction and then the other. And noticing your breath. Come to center and let your legs extend out long in front of you. And just kind of move your ankles and point and flex your toes. Bring your arms out and move your wrists around as well. Moving your wrists. And then taking each knee, sort of bending the knee and bringing your foot to the ground. And bring your hands behind you and Just taking one leg, the knee goes out and then back in. So nice sort of gentle movement in and out with the leg. Yeah. Just getting into your hip, working into your hip a little and kind of breathing into the space. The winter time, the water element, the kidneys and the urinary bladder, also the bones and our DNA. Come to the other leg, let your knee fall in and out. Finding this gentle movement and noticing how that leg feels. It might have a different range of motion than the other leg. Now, in the winter time is a time for gentleness. It's a time of hibernation and gestation, creativity. And let that knee come up. We're going to let both knees fall from side to side. And you might lift your hip if that feels good. And kind of have your hands behind you wherever they go. You kind of turn into a little kid sitting there watching Saturday morning cartoons. It's all about finding a gentleness and just kind of noticing your movements. And feeling that understanding that when we are a little gentle with ourselves, it can be more beneficial than any force we could apply. Come back to center, and we're going to find a forward fold, but we're going to do it through frogs. If frogs are something that you'd like to do, I'm going to bring my blocks in front of me and kind of come into a little bit of a crouch. You can do this with the chair, with the seat of a chair also, and then folding forward, upper body relaxes down, and then coming back into a squat. And some of us can squat deeper than others, and there's nothing better about that. It's just the way our bodies move. So your squats might be pretty high, and that's fine. See if you're able to bend your knees a little and maybe look up, and then allow your upper body to release forward and the crown of your head draws down. So getting sort of a stretch in the legs, in the hamstrings and the back body. And we're stimulating the urinary bladder meridian, back of the body. Encouraging the chi to move freely through the meridians. And then finally come to a forward fold and slowly roll up towards standing. You can kind of scooch anything off of your mat, nice and slow, coming up, and shoulders come up to your ears. Roll back down and roll your shoulders. Kind of make some nice gentle rolls, and you can orient yourself differently on your mat wherever you can see me better. Make some nice gentle rolls of the shoulders. We're going to find some arm swings. Let your arms swing forward and back. Let them just kind of relax. I love arm swings. Notice your breath. You find a sigh on your exhalation. It's so good for getting your movement in your shoulders, especially if your shoulders and neck feel a little stiff. Good for your heart, good for your lungs. It's just good for you. Simple things, right? You're gonna let the arms come down, shake things out, and we're gonna turn into a bow stance. So facing one leg, and you're gonna notice how you feel balanced across each leg. And a dove spreads its wings. So your feet aren't terribly far apart, reaching up, opening your arms, and then folding forward, bending into your back knee and getting another stretch on the back of your front leg. Opening up as far as feels good, and then folding forward, dove spreading its wings, making this graceful dove opening up as much as feels good, and bowing forward, bending into your back knee. It's kind of like you're bowing to yourself, that divine divinity within you, bowing to it. Kind of a joyful movement. You can move as slow as you'd like. Take your time with it and feel that nice stretch in the back of the front leg. Spreading your wings. The longer I go, the slower I start to get. All right, I'm gonna have to go really fast, nice and slow. And then opening up, next time you do, open and let your arms come down. Come back to center. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And we'll go to the other side. Bow stance, where you're facing that front toes, same direction as your front toes. And then as you're ready, the same movement, opening up and then bowing forward, trying to bend a little into the back knee to keep your front leg straight and find that nice stretch on the back of your front leg. And your elbows can bend a little also, and your arms don't have to extend terribly high either. They could just open right out to the sides. So, as always, allowing your movement to meet you where you are. Stretches on the back of the leg. Getting nice and slow. Finally opening up. And then let your arms come down and we'll come back to center. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And then rub your hands together again. I'm gonna come up to the wrists. So massaging your wrists, taking one hand and just giving your wrist a nice massage. You can sort of move around a little bit as you do and kind of rubbing up and down on your wrists with your thumb, helping to balance some of the body's heating and cooling system. And coming up to the center of your hand and massaging that center of your hand, Lao Gong. Letting yourself breathe. That was a lot of activity, and you're sort of sending that heat through the body to balance a little bit more, balancing yourself out. Come to the other hand and the other wrist, massaging your wrist, going whatever way that feels good, going up as far as you'd like, and then down, eventually making your way to the center of your hand and massaging that Lao Gong center of your hand. And then we'll take our tapping fingers and tap dance on the top of your head. Let's give your head a nice tapping, helping to kind of clear your thoughts this morning. You can tap all over your head. Let your fingers tap dance over your ears. Maybe they make their way to your temples. Maybe they come even down to your forehead or all the way to the back of the head, to the back of the neck. Just go wherever you do. Take an adventure. Take a little trip with your tap dancing fingers. Anytime we find tepotement, we encourage the body's natural responses. It says something's going on over here. Let's just check it out and make sure everything's going well. Now we're going to take our tapping fingers under the collarbones and give a nice tap there. And you can come all the way out to sort of where your armpit is, making your way out to where the shoulder meets the chest and coming back to the sternum, going back and forth or up and down. And let your tapping fingers go wherever they do. And breathing, softening. You've had the most intensity that this practice will probably have, and so you can kind of soften a little more. Make noises. We're going to come down to the low ribs and give them a tap, tapping your low ribs, tapping over the liver on the right side and the stomach on the left side. Coming into the middle, the pancreas, the spleen and the gallbladder, and it all just kind of starts to emerge. All of this amazing, all the amazing contents of your body. You're gonna take your hands and stack them and make some circles. Let's go, don't mirror me, go down the left and up the right. Gonna do a few gentle circles. And when we go up the right and down the left, where I'm going in the direction of digestion, or the direction of the large intestine, and helping ourselves to digest, to release. And we'll come back to center. Now we're going to take the outside edges of the hands and kind of karate chop your hip flexors. The karate chopping the quad. And when we hit the body, when we kind of use our hands on the body, we're also affecting the kind of ends of the meridians that are in the hands as well. So we're massaging the hands as we massage our own bodies. And we're going to take our kind of outsides of the fists and sort of drum on your hips, on the meaty parts of your hips. And then taking the hands where the first finger meets the thumb, the dragon's mouth, and coming to your low back and sort of hitting that area with loose hands. See if your hands can be kind of loose as you go up and down in your back as far as you go. You know, different anatomy, different, even though we're all human bodies, but we're like snowflakes. They're all so different. Coming up as far as you go, maybe leaning forward and coming back down. Now shake things out. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And bring your hands into loose fists. We're gonna find bear emerges, opening up and then rounding forward. And it doesn't have to be a very deep bend in your knees, just working with finding some movement through the spine. We've entered the year of the water rabbit, which is said to be a year of gentleness. And I was really thrilled to read that during this year, our self-care practices are going to really reverberate out into the world around us. And that made me really happy because they do anyway. And if we can envision them doing even more so, I guess we always like to hear things that align with our views. Then wasn't that great? Oh, the next time you open up, reach your arms out, and then cross your arms, give yourself a nice hug. Just draw your nose in, you can give yourself a squeeze. Opening back up. And then give yourself a squeeze with the other arm on top. Nice gentle squeeze. And open back up. Let your arms come down and just shake things out, rerouting your feet into the earth. And bring your hands to your dantian, this area underneath of your belly button, letting your feet sink into the earth. Let the crown of your head extend upwards towards the heavens, and just taking a few breaths here. Let your eyes soften. You can imagine that with each inhale, your breath draws downwards towards the dantian, the center of energy, center of gravity. And as you exhale, slowly releasing. Diaphragmatic breath, very helpful at relaxing the mind, balancing the nervous system. And we're going to play with the movements in Qigong today, the different directional movements. We're going to begin with upward. Let your palms face up at your dantian, coming up, and we're going to part the clouds. Turn your hands to face up and releasing them down. This upward movement, energizing, it's uplifting, moving nice and slow. Noticing your breath. Don't necessarily have to have your breath come along with these movements. Just be aware of it. Allow yourself to sigh, or maybe you yawn, doing whatever you do. Upward. Next time your arms come down, turn the palms to face up, and we're going to clear the chi. So making little circles with your hands, some gentle circles. Or like little baby, bring down the heavens, and your breath might come along with these movements downward and focusing on the down. Moving as though against gentle resistance. And when you bring awareness to your movement, to your breath, you bring yourself into the present moment. We spend a great deal of our time kind of thinking about the future, dwelling on the past. And our practice encourages this present moment awareness of your body right now, your feet pressing into the earth, your movement. It's a downward movement, like drawing energy from kind of your thoughts or your brain down into your body. One more time, pressing down, and we're going to smooth things out. Shift your weight from side to side, letting your heel lift, maybe your foot lifts off of the ground, just shifting from side to side, nice and slowly, working with your balance, getting a little movement in your ankle or your foot. That can feel kind of nice during a standing practice. And then reroot your feet into the earth. And we're gonna draw inward, gathering chi, of reaching each arm out and drawing in towards your dantian. Relaxing into the movement. Inward, gathering everything that is useful, feeling a sense of support. Inward. And then let your hands come to rest on your dantian. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Let one hand relax and the other hand faces up at your dantian. We're going to circle that hand. It comes up to the heart and then pushes out. So outward movement, lowering down, kind of outward, but also circular. And as you move, sort of go along with your energy. Maybe as you push, you even find a little turn and then a return to center. Just sort of notice how it feels. Maybe drawing that circle is fine without any additional movement in the upper body. So we're focusing on the outward. And think of how nourished you are. We've kind of lifted the chi through upward. We've found this calming downward movement, gathered everything that fortifies us. And so we're all fortified, and now we're just sort of sharing that with the world around us, in our hearts, sharing all of this abundance, abundant chi and kindness, compassion. And next time you press that hand out, lower it down, and we'll switch the other hand. Palm faces up, coming up, and pressing out. Lowering down. notice your breath and how you feel. Smile into your being. Your being just as you are. Press the hand away and let it lower down. Shake out your arms and shake out your legs, your wrists and ankles. And sink your feet into the earth. We're going to find some twists, some nice arm swing twists. And then release and relax the back. Found upward, and found downward, found inward and outward, and now turning. This is going to be our turning movement, finding that kind of circulation through the spine, milking the contents of the abdomen, really encouraging that flow of energy from the base of the spine, the crown of the head, back to center, and shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And bring one hand in front of you and in front of your chest, the other in front of your dantian. Palms face your body, like you're kind of holding a dancing partner or a big baby. And we'll find cloud hands. Turn in the direction of the upper hand and then circle hands. Turn in the direction of the upper hand. This movement has a turn, but it also has a circle to it, a circular kind of dimension. Of our movements have a combination. You can gaze at your fingertips of the upper hand and allow there to be some space between them, gazing at the space between your fingertips. See if your shoulders can soften a bit. Come back to center. And we'll smooth things out. Shift your weight from side to side, lifting your foot, placing it back down. Doing some movement in your ankle, your wrists, and come back to center. Let your shoulders come up to your ears and roll back a few times. So we found upward and downward, inward and outward, turning, twisting movement, and circular, and I'll find spiral. I'm going to step one foot out again, the other foot behind, and act as though you're tossing a ball in the air, then turning your hand to catch the ball. Toss and turn to catch it. You can lift your back heel if that feels good. You can lift your front toe, and we're finding a spiral force. It originates in the bottom of the back foot and winds its way, kind of spiraling up the leg, spiraling up the torso, spiraling all the way through the shoulder and the arm into the fingertips. Spirals are very good at releasing stagnation, especially think of the shoulder, hands for this particular movement. One more time, lifting and catching the ball, and then come back to center, shake that arm out. And we'll come to the other side, stepping forward with one foot. You can take your ball, tossing, catching it. And just breathing as you do. Spiral energy from the bottom of your foot all the way up your arm to your fingertips. And breathing as you catch the ball. Oh, this feels very accomplished. You toss the ball and you're gonna catch it. Let go and shake out your arm. Come to the back of your mat, and we're gonna eventually come down into a tabletop. And so you can place a blanket down. That's what I'm gonna do for my knees before we do, because we're gonna do a couple stretches and forward folds standing before we come down to the ground. So standing in front of your blanket, let your feet be a little further away from each other, and let's take a moment to notice how you feel, how your arms feel, your body, mind. Take a big inhale and let it go. Reach your arms up and then fold forward. Bend your knees deeply and let your upper body release forward. Slowly roll to standing. You can kind of sway a little as you do. Let your neck relax. Shoulders come up to ears, they roll back, and we're going to do that 2 more times, reaching up and then folding forward. Bend your knees generously, let your upper body relax forward and slowly roll upward. Shoulders come up to your ears, they roll back, and last time we're gonna reach and we're gonna fold forward, but this time we're gonna end up walking out into a tabletop. So just let your upper body relax first and then making your way into tabletop. And if you have blocks, you can bring your blocks under your hands, any height. To find a few cats and cows, you might curl your toes under, or maybe you let the tops of your feet be on the ground. You can find a few in each way if you like. Just kind of moving around in ways that feel good to you, opening up the front body and then the back body. Maybe you look over each shoulder, kind of wagging your tail, happy puppy. Can feel really good right about now also. In fact, come back to center in your tabletop. Let your right leg come long behind you. Press through your right heel. And then walk your right toes over to the left side of your mat and turn to look over your left shoulder. So you can kind of squeeze your left side and stretch your right side. And we'll come back to center. Your knees come back underneath of you and extend your left leg long. Press through your heel. And a stretch in your calf muscle there. And then walk your foot over to the right side of your mat, turning to look over your shoulder. Getting a nice stretch through your side. And breathing. And coming back to center. Come into a child's pose. Whatever variation of child's pose is appealing to you. I have my big toes together, knees wide, and I'm just moving my blocks out of the way. But placing a block under your forehead can be a really relaxing thing if your forehead does not come to the ground. Having a little support under your forehead can be nice. And your arms might outstretch in front of you, and then just rock your forehead from side to side. In fact, even if your forehead does come to the mat, you might want to try it with the block underneath. You can kind of get the edge of the block right there between your eyebrows and rock across your eyebrows, and that is pretty nice. To calm the spirit points. You relax your mind, finding a gentle smile, and kind of breathing into your back body as well. And then slowly making your way up to a seat and extending your legs out in front of you. I'm going to place my blocks off to the side, and you might cross your legs at the ankles and sit back and extend them long, or get there however you do. Just to have your legs outstretched, and you can bounce your knees a little. You can windshield wipe your feet. We're going to take a blanket and put it behind the back of the head, because we're going to come to lie down. So maybe have something there so that your head, your neck can have a little support. If you have blocks, have a block close by, or maybe another folded blanket. Because we're going to find a waterfall with a little support underneath of the hips, slowly lowering down. And let your knees come in towards your chest and rock from side to side. Finding a sigh, letting your hips and low back relax down to the earth beneath you. Letting your shoulders soften. As your knees go one direction, maybe your head goes the other. So now, stimulating a point on the back of the head that helps us to release stagnant thoughts and helps us to make decisions. Sometimes decisions can be hard to make. Let your feet come down to the ground, and you have a block, getting a block or a folded blanket, lifting your hips and place it under your hips. So have a little height under your hips. It's a supported bridge to start. A supported bridge has the hips a little higher, your knees are coming straight out from your hips, and your ankles are coming down from your knees. And here you might even let your hands sort of rest over your low ribs. You can bring the palms of your hands to your low ribs and let your fingers drape across to the center line of your torso, kind of meeting at the solar plexus area. And let your chin come towards your chest and your shoulders soften. And just breathe here. Notice your breath. Feeling your ribs expand and your belly lift. Inhale. And feeling the belly relax. Hands draw closer together in the ribs on the exhale. Supported bridge is very good for the health of the pelvis. And you're gonna now, if it feels okay, extend your legs up towards the sky, so sort of a supported waterfall. You can make sure you feel supported under your hips. And you can always bring them off of the height if that's better for you, letting your legs kind of soften, your knees soften, and your arms could come down to your sides, maybe the palms face up. Another posture that's very good for the kidneys, the bladder, meridians. It's good to encourage the flow of lymph and blood circulating from the lower extremities back up the chest. Let your jaw soften. And one more variation with the block or the blanket under your hips, and that's to bring your feet down to the ground. And then if it feels okay, extending each leg long so that your heels come down to the ground. And can be quite a stretch through the pelvis and the low abdomen and the hip flexors. If it's too much, you can maybe bend one knee and then bend the other. You can take turns letting each leg be long, just getting a little extra stretch there across that whole front area, flexors. Letting your belly expand, allowing freedom of breath. Notice where you might be constricting. Bend both of your knees, let your feet come to the ground. Lift your hips and remove your block. Let your hips lower down. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Bring your feet to the ground and let your big toes stay together to touch. Your feet together to touch. Your arms can come into cactus or to a T, and let both knees fall over to one side. And the bottoms of your feet sort of facing the wall behind you. If it feels okay, you can turn your head to look in the opposite direction. Bring your knees and head back to center. And then let your knees fall over to the other side, your feet sort of facing the wall behind them, and turning your head to look in that direction if that feels good. Breathing, spinning a little. Return to center. Bring your knees in one more time. Give them a squeeze. Let your arms wrap around your lower legs. Your nose comes in towards your knees. And then relax your head and relax your body, coming into final relaxation. That could be with the knees bent, your feet out to the edges of your mat, knees falling inward. Or maybe you bring your hands under your hips and press your buttocks down as each leg extends long. Your arms can be down at your sides, or maybe your hands rest somewhere on your body that gives you a sense of ease and peace. I remove my glasses. It's good to remove glasses if you wear them, and just allow your body to soften, shifting around a little and letting your eyes close and taking a big inhale and letting it go. And allow yourself to just rest so that your body, your whole being can absorb all of this wonderful movement and breathing, breath awareness. And your breath can travel to areas of tension in the body, of thirsty places, of watering them with your breath. During the winter season, well, at any time really, but winter, it's a good time to rest a little more, to find time to lie down during the day and let that energy of your body sort of balance out. Moving in all of those different Qigong directions, bringing awareness to those movements is encourage this very free flow of qi through your body, and now it's just balancing out and encouraging a sense of quiet awareness throughout the course of your day. And the more you relax, the more you release into the support beneath you, the easier that energy can really make its way and saturate each tissue and each cell. Start to deepen your breath. Make small movements with your fingers and toes, your wrists and ankles. And find a full body stretch. Yawn. Bend the knee and roll over to your side. And then slowly make your way up to a seat. And as you arrive, rock a little from side to side and front to back. Let your tailbone sink into the earth beneath you as the crown of your head extends towards the heavens. Bringing one hand to your belly, the other over your heart. Feeling your breath. Feeling your heartbeat. Offer yourself kindness and compassion, peace and love, and allowing those components to saturate your being and be part of each interaction. Namaste, friend. Thank you so much for your practice today. It is an honor to get to be with you. And I'll hit my stop record button